Welcome back, my friends. This video is about 10 bands that I only need the greatest hits album of. That's just all I need by them. This is not one of them. This is a joke. Rolling Stones, the world's greatest rock and roll band. I've got all their proper studio albums. I just thought I'd put that as my thumbnail to be funny. But these are 10 acts that a lot of people love. And man, they're good acts. I guarantee you that they have thousands and millions of fans. They've got my respect. Not that they need my respect, man. These are solid bands. But for me, I just need their greatest hits, and I'm cool. The Cars. I do have a couple of their albums, but for blank inside, I don't know why I'm showing you that. For the most part, I just need their greatest hits. Like I said, I have two of their other albums. I'll probably hang on to them. But that's really all I need by the Cars. Kiss, I know they're a lot of people's favorite band. I've tried buying a couple of their albums. I can't get into them. I keep this greatest hit CD, though. Kiss, and I'll hang on to it. That's the only thing I need by Kiss. That's it. Switching gears a little bit, the Gap Band. You remember the early 80s, the Gap Band? Kind of a disco, post-disco kind of funk band. Had the song Burn Rubber on Me. Now, I lived in the D.C. suburbs, right? So I was exposed to a lot of different types of music, and I remember these guys. Really cool band, house music. The Gap Band, absolutely love this album. It's a party every time you put it on. Almost every song on here is awesome, but it's like they took the best songs they had, and they put it on here, and that's all I need. I don't need anything else by the Gap Band. This next artist, I know his first couple albums were like masterpieces, but his 70s and 80s and beyond, Elton John, beautifully talented man. Gosh, man, just so talented. Great music. I did not care for his albums of the 80s. In the 90s, man, I had a lot of filler in it. The only thing I need by Mr. Elton John, or should I say Sir Elton John, is the greatest hits. This next band I knew of, growing up. I was a little kid in the 70s. I was a teenager in the 80s. Older brothers and sisters, man, I was exposed to this band. I never really got into them. I knew their music. Lavelle Andrews sent me this. This is VCOT, the Electric Light Orchestra, and it is a solid album. It's a fantastic album. I enjoy almost every song on here. Still got the note from Lavelle Andrews in there. That being said, as much as I love this album and as much as I appreciate Lavelle Andrews giving me this, because he really turned me on to ELO, I think that's all I need by ELO. So, I know Jeff Lynne is considered a musical genius. Next band. Boy, saw them in concert twice. They put on two of the greatest shows I've ever seen. They were loud. They were fantastic. I'm talking about The Who. And now when I'm talking about The Who, this meaty, beady, big and bouncy compilation is their 60s stuff. In the 60s, The Who were a singles band. The 70s they put out a couple good albums. I mean, they're solid albums, man. Come on. But as far as the 60s go, all I need is a compilation of their best stuff. Next band, a lot of people may not be into these guys. They were a great Southern rock band. Jack Hoff and the band Wet Willie. He sang with Jeff Beck on the Flash album. He also went on to play with the Nighthawks of Washington, D.C. This is a very fun Southern rock album, a boogie woogie album at times. It's their greatest hits. And I've had a couple of their albums over the years ago. And All I Need by Wet Willie is their greatest hits. And this is a fantastic greatest hits album. Next act I'm going to show, I'm actually going to show a box set because they don't have the band's greatest hits. I had it and I sold it. This is Queen. It's their discography with Freddie Mercury called Crown Jewels. Fantastic albums in here. All their proper CDs from with Freddie Mercury. Having this, I realize I just need their greatest hits album. That's really all I need by Queen. Maybe one day I find a proper home for this one and I could pick up a used copy of their greatest hits. Some Queen fan out there would love this. So maybe I could find someone to gift it to, or it seems silly to sell that just to buy their greatest hits album, but that's really all I need by them. The next two are country artists. I interviewed Scott Miller from the V-Roys. Scott Miller was also the house band for the Jeff Foxworthy show back when Jeff Foxworthy had his own show. Really cool guy. And I interviewed him and asked him his musical influence, and he told me Ray Price was God. And I searched out Ray Price. And I've got his box set, and I've got his greatest hits. This is all I need by Ray Price. It's got everything on it. The guy was indeed a musical genius. Ray Price, fantastic. The only thing I need by him is his greatest hits. The next one is another country singer. Queen of Country. Talk about Patsy Cline. She's an icon. Look at these great songs she gave us. I don't need to go out and buy every album she ever made with a bunch of filler on it and Patsy Cline's greatest hits. All I need by her. And those are 10 albums I'm showing that where I just need their greatest hits. I've got a Who box set here because I showed Meaty Beaty Big and Bouncy. This is a Who 7-inch box single. I've never opened it. I don't recognize any of these titles on this song. This is going to be VCOT for someone who really, really likes The Who. A 45 RPM box single, and I think it comes with a DVD. But other than that, man, those are just greatest hits bands for me. My name is Rod. Let me know what you think, whether you agree or disagree. Love to have a conversation about it if you disagree. What are the bands out there that you feel you only need the greatest hits album? I mean, there's a lot of them out there. Tons of them out there where people are like, well, I just take the greatest hits. That's all I need. Guys, thank you for watching. I appreciate you. Please subscribe, like the video. Peace and be good to each other.